What if I told you the Buddha didn't die? He didn't vanish. He didn't fade into mystery. Instead, he gave us a gift. A final journey. A last breath that became a path for millions. This is not a story of death. It's a story of awakening. These are the final days of the Buddha and the truths he left behind. The Buddha did not die. He entered peace. His passing was not an end, but a beginning. Not a tragedy, but a teaching. Not a fall into darkness, but a return to stillness. In his final days, the Buddha became the ultimate example of what he had always taught. Impermanence, mindfulness, liberation. He did not fight death. He did not fear it. He welcomed it like an old friend, because he had already let go of clinging long ago. This is not a story about death. It's a story about awakening, about how the final breath of a man became the first step for millions. It was the year 483 BC. The Buddha was now 80 years old. His body, thin, aged and fragile, but his mind, clear as the morning sky. With full awareness of his nearing death, he rose from Rajagaha and began a journey that would take him across northern India. Not in chariots, not with fanfare. He walked. Every village he passed through, he taught. Not of miracles, but of mindfulness. Not of eternity, but of impermanence. He rested where he was welcomed, slept under trees, ate from the bowls of strangers. He was not saying goodbye. He was planting seeds. Seeds of compassion. Seeds of wisdom. Seeds that would grow long after his body returned to the earth. 3 months before his passing, the Buddha made a quiet announcement. Not in fear, not in sadness, but with calm clarity. He told Ananda, his devoted attendant, that the time had come. His work was complete. His teachings had been shared. His body soon to be released. According to the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, the Buddha had the power to prolong his life. But he chose not to. Why? Because to cling to life would contradict everything he had ever taught. In that moment, he taught not with words, but with action. By letting go of life, he gave the world its final and most powerful lesson on impermanence. A masterclass in dying, by one who had already mastered living. In the village of Pava, a humble blacksmith named Kunda heard that the Buddha was passing through. Eager to offer something, he prepared a dish called Sakaramadava. The name still puzzles scholars today. Was it pork? Was it mushrooms? Or something else entirely lost to time? What matters is this. The Buddha accepted it, ate it, and shortly after, fell ill. His stomach pain was intense. Yet, he did not blame Kunda. He did not curse the meal. Instead, he asked Ananda to find Kunda and thank him. Why? Because in the Buddha's eyes, intention matters more than result. He told the monks, the offering from Kunda is pure, his act full of merit. Do not let him feel regret. And so, what could have been a story of guilt became a lesson in compassion, forgiveness, and wisdom. As the sun began to set, the Buddha laid down between 2 blooming sala trees. Out of season they flowered, as if nature itself paused to honor him. Around him, monks gathered in silence. The air was still, the forest sacred. The Buddha asked if there were any final questions, and when there were none, he closed his eyes and entered meditation, not to escape, but to let go. He passed through each level of jhana, layer by layer, until only stillness remained. His final words were not dramatic, not mysterious, but deeply clear. All conditioned things are impermanent. Strive diligently. Then, like a flame gently going out, he entered Parinirvana, not death, liberation. After the Buddha entered Parinirvana, a deep silence fell, and then came the grief. Ananda, the Buddha's closest companion, wept, not just for the loss, but for the fear of going on without him. Other monks sat frozen, some confused, some overwhelmed, all searching for something to hold on to. But even in death, the Buddha had left them a light, a reminder. Be your own lamp. Seek no external refuge. It was his final message. That truth is not found in temples, not in statues, not even in his physical presence, but in your own direct experience, in your own clarity, and in your own path walked with mindfulness. The Buddha may have gone, but the way had just begun. The Buddha's body had returned to the earth, but his teachings were just beginning to take root. Not long after his passing, the disciples gathered in a solemn cave in Rajagaha. It was here that they held the first Buddhist council, not to mourn, but to remember. One monk recited his sermons. Another recalled the rules of discipline. Others sat in silence, holding the memory of their teacher in their hearts. They didn't build monuments. They built transmission. From Kushinagar, the Dharma began to move, not just through words, but through practice, through monks walking barefoot from village to village, through ordinary people finding peace in the teachings, through a flame that refused to go out. The Buddha was gone, but the path had been planted. The Buddha is no longer here in form, but he was never meant to be worshipped as a statue. He didn't ask to be followed blindly. He didn't promise salvation from above. He pointed to a way of living, a way of seeing, a way of being, rooted in awareness, compassion, and clarity. His presence now lives in silence, in every breath taken with mindfulness, in every moment of letting go. So if you ask, where's the Buddha now? The answer is simple. He became the path, and the path is in you.